Hello guys, so welcome to my channel. Today I'm starting with the course of Dataiku. So this Dataiku is uh, it's a machine learning tool and it's a ETL tool, and complete generative AI is available. So it's a cloud-based tool. So if you look into my screen, Dataiku is an American artificial intelligence and machine learning company which was founded in 2013. In December 2019, Dataiku announced it as capital G. Okay. So the description is there. So basically this tool is all around as the ETL, machine learning, generative AI, all the projects is available. So first basically how to register this course. So just search in the Google Dataiku. So you will get the first link. So open the first link. We open the first link. If you open the first link, so here, so this is the dataiku.com. So which is showing. So get your return on AI with Dataiku. So if you look into the website, so the website is looking generative AI data preparation. So which is basically best tool for data preparation. Like if you know the alteryx tool, so which is one of the alteryx tool. Like data preparation is mainly connect to, cleans, and prepare data at scale. Dataiku provides both visual and coding interfaces in a shared space. So basically this data preparation tool is you can clean the data, you can prepare the data, you can integrate the data, you can transform the data. In different levels, you can apply with the data preparation. And machine learning is available, extensible extensions. So all the clouds connections is associated. And if you look into MLOps, collaboration, governance, more capabilities. Okay. So these are all the basic details about with Dataiku. And if you want to register the trial version, so just click on the get started. If you click on the get started, so you have available as 14-day trial, free trial is available. So you can completely utilize with this 14-day trial. So just fill up the registration form as this one. You can fill up the registration. So once you fill up the registration, you can navigate to this page after clicking this one. So if you look into this one, so community, academy, and overview. So complete overview is to be available. So and it is showing as the nodes. So design running. If you click on the open instance, so the basic page is to be open. So like how the workflow is to be built. And 2 minutes we'll look into this complete details. So if you look on the Dataiku solutions and extensions, plugins, connections. If you have any database connections, we have to set up with the database connections, code environment, and audit trial. Complete account, we have to trial the account. Usage monitoring. So this usage monitoring, how the users are using the space. So like for example, if you get the trial version, so this 400 GB is to be by default disk size is to be assigned. So out of disk size 400 GB, you can utilize with this much, you use as 3.6 GB, available as 396.4 GB and S3 storage. So these are all, and how the network traffic and everything is to be showing, and the users profiles and so on, subscription plan and settings. So in the settings, you can set up with all the settings. Now, if you click on the overview, you click on the open instance. So once you click on the open instance, so the instance will be open, the trial version. Okay. So this is the basic page of the Dataiku. So if you see this one, new project. So if you click on the new project, you can options has the blank project, DSS tutorials, sample projects, and import projects. If you want to import, you can import the project if you have, or else you can create with the new blank project. And if you want any DSS tutorials, so the tutorials also available. If you click on the DSS tutorial, so these are all the tutorials are available already. These are all the sample workflows they designed. Quick starts, core designer. So if you click on the workspaces, SQL notebooks and recipes, etc. Just walk through this one. And so some of the sample projects and developer guide, data preparation, end-to-end demo. So these are all things. And if you click on the new project, you can click on new project and click on blank project. So new project we had to create. And so if you click on this board symbol, again, we'll go back and Dataiku DSS. And here the navigation is there. So the 9 dots, if you click on the 9 dots, so these are all options are available. So local deployer. So when you have the deploy the workflow, this one, automation monitoring plugins. So if you want any other plugins are needed, so you can install the plugins and to design the workflow. Global shared code, meanings, inbox, administration, back to Launchpad, workspaces, projects. So all the projects, if you click on the projects, all the projects will be shown. Dataiku applications, data quality, data catalog, all these applications are available. Next, if activity. So what are all the activities you are doing? And if you click on your user icon, so here the settings are available. So if you click on the settings, so in my settings, all the settings are available. Here I will let's credentials. So here the basically credentials call as if you are using any database XSL or SQL or any cloud. So those credentials we had to first give here. And if you want to create any API keys, stars and watches, so how your project and if I get any stars and watch with the how many users are using everything, and exports, achievements, and my settings. In my account also your details is to be available here. Then go back to back. So here we'll look into the basic things. So first we'll create as the new project. If you click on new project, just click on the blank project. So blank project, you just give any one sample name. I'm giving the test. Just click on create. So once you create with the project, so this is the project environment. So this is completely your project name as the test. And if you want any change image, so if you just click on the here and you can upload the your project image, and you can mark it as the select colors also. And if you want image, you had just drag and drop with your image and preview, and how many of your project is watching and the stars, etc. And comes to this dashboard completely looks as the overview flow. So how many data sets in your project and how many recipes, how many notebooks, analysis, dashboard, articles. If you want write any article also you can write, and number of tasks, models, etc. So this is the today's activity. The each and every time wise also it will show. So you can track with at what time you created with the data, and what time you created with any workflow, at what time you can create it with the recipes, etc. So activity also showing the complete analysis of this one. And if you click on actions, so you can duplicate the project, you can export this project, you can delete the project. Then this plus icon is the discussion. If you want to discussion with your buddies or your project team or any managers, any discussion, you can discuss with the this one. You click on new discussion and discuss with your buddies. Then above, again, I'm clicking the test. If you click on the test, again back to the project dashboard is to be showing here. Now about the top ribbon is to be showing as here the icons are available. Flow. So first to the look into the flow, data sets, recipes, and labeling tasks. So here all the flows are available here. If you click on the flow, just click on the flow, or else in here also, if you click on import your data sets also, it will redirect to flow. So if you click on flow, so this is the workflow you can build here. So your flow is empty right now. You can build the workflow. So import your data sets, and the right side, all the details is to be available. And if you click on this one, zone wise. So zone wise called as, so some of the zones you can create. And within the zone, you can create the recipes and workflow. So what are all the recipes you can use? These are all the recipes and data sets. So data sets, you have the multiple options are available here. So you can search with and import and or upload your files direct to Excel file or CSV file you can upload, or if you have any network files you can upload. If you have any cloud storage, Amazon S3 and etc. is available, and editable folders, evaluation store, etc. So all the connection database connections also here only available. So right now we have no connections. So that is the trial version. So which is showing as these many options only. So if you have the licensed version, you can navigate to all the database connections also available. Okay. Now I will use with one upload file, CSV file. So using upload your files, you can click on upload your file. So here it will ask as to drag and drop the files, or else you can click on the select file. It will redirect to this one. So you can click on with orders. I had one of the Excel CSV file is available as orders dataset, and click on the orders file. So I have uploaded right now orders.csv. So if you look into this orders, so once I have uploaded the orders.csv file, so it is showing us that the sample preview is available. So what are all the columns? Order date, pages visited, order ID, customer ID, t-shirt category, t-shirt price, and t-shirt quantity. So here dataset name. So what dataset name I had to give? So you can, by default, it will give, it will take as the dataset name. If you want, you can change the dataset name also and click on create. So once you click on create, the dataset is to be uploaded to workflow. So how I can know the dataset is to be uploaded or not? So this is the explore. The preview is to be sample workflow. And again, I will go back to flow. So if we go back to flow here, this is the workflow design. So right now I have uploaded one orders data set. So this is the orders data set. So if you click on the orders data set only, the recipes will be enabled here. Otherwise, if you click on the white space, so the details is to be shown here. If you click on orders data set, the right side, you can navigate to the options. So in the plus actions, if you click on the actions, or else if you click on the arrow mark also open panel, and if you click on the close panel. So here, if we click on the actions, so actions is showing us all the recipes. So first explore, tags, export, share, and many options is available here. So if you look into the below recipes, so by using these recipes only, you can create as your workflow. So visual recipes are mainly sync recipe, prepare called as the data prepare recipe. Complete options is to be available. So clean and enrich your data interactively. And sample data. So if you are filter data, so select a subset of the data sets, rows where rules are sampling. Group recipe, distinct recipe, windows, join, fuzzy join, geo join, split, top and sort, pivot, stack, generate, all the recipes. And if you are using with the codes also, for example, if you are using with the in your workflow Python recipe, so you can connect with the Python and you can build the workflow. Or else if you want to write with any SQL query, based on the SQL query, you can write the SQL statement and you can connect. And PySpark and LLM recipes, other recipes. Okay. So these are all the details are available. Now, if you want to explore the data, so for example, if you double click on this orders data set, it will explore. Or else you can click on with the explore option also. So click on explore option. You can explore the data right now here. So in this, the explore data called as completely, you can analyze this data quality completely. So in this, I will explain the options right now. So in the first option is the explore option. Next, charts, statistics, data quality, metrics, history, settings. Okay. Now we'll look into the explore option. The options are mainly order date. So in these are all the column names, order date, this one. And if you look into this string, the string has the storage type and data set. So in string storage type as the order date, like the data type. So for example, if you take as the date, so data is considered as automatically, it considered as the string. Pages visited, string, order ID, string, customer ID, string. By default, it will detect as the string. And the meaning also. So the meaning is mainly inferred data called as. So for example, date is string. So the date is unparsed. So pages visited as string and integer. Order ID is string. That is the text. So this naming, the meaning, name, and if you check with the data quality also. So if the all the green color is showing as okay, 100%, not okay, 0%, empty is 0%. And if you look into the customer ID, so just look into the cursor. Okay is 76%, not okay is 24%, empty is 0%. So 24% is not okay for the data. So like the data quality is not matched as comparatively the string. If you change with that, this one as the text. So completely it will accordingly text as compared to 100%. So by automatic detection only, it is showing as the like the data quality percentage. Okay. And coming to here, display column. So in display, we have some of the options are available. So color by meaning validity. So if I click on the color by validity, and if I click on color by rules, so color by rules is to be changed. And if I click on color by scale, okay, the data looks like. And color by meaning activity, right now we'll consider. And this is the table. So table is to be showing us this one. And if you want to see the columns, So all the columns are showing here, order date. So just click on this column and see this one. And here in the columns also we have some of the options. So here, if we click on the all meanings, percent valid called as, so this 100% is valid. Or if you want invalid data only, or else in now if any non-empty rows, or else if any percentage of empty rows, or else any minimum maximum the aggregations. So right now we will consider it as valid, and status. So all valid or invalid, if any missing, etc. And if you click on the settings option, so analyze the data. So here analyzation. So for example, order date. So order date, what is the analyzation? So valid, complete summary is to be given here. Valid is 100%, apex, invalid, empty. So complete. So first here, the sample data only it is showing. It's not the complete records. If you want complete records, you can click on whole data. So based on this whole data, you can save and compute. Okay. Next, here the quick column stats also available. So the column indexation, this column indexation is available. And next one, back to Explorer table. Yeah. So here we'll see the charts. If you click on the chart, so you can build the chart also. For example, so vertical bars. So I will drag the x-axis and y-axis. So for example, x-axis I will give a t-shirt category, y-axis I will give as t-shirt price. So simply you can generate with the one bar chart, vertical bar chart. So if you want change with the vertical bar to horizontal stacked bars, so horizontal stacked bars, or else if you want tree map is available. And if you want pie chart is available. And if you want any pivot table. So based on this, we can build the visualization also, and we can create with the dashboard also here only, and you can publish. Next to statistics. So some of the statistics after creating the worksheets. Next to data quality. So by default, the data quality also showing here. So current data set status breakdown or details, etc. And metrics. So by default here we can see the metrics. So here compute all option is there. So if you click on compute all the columns is to be showing here. So how many columns in the data set? 7 columns. File count 1, size 1.45 MB. The particular I uploaded the CSV file, and total record count. This all matrix is available, and this is based on the last value. History and columns also available. So history called as, if you click on the history is available here. Next to history, this history is when we created the workflow. So each and every timings is available, and settings. So settings, I uploaded the file, right? So files are orders.csv file we have uploaded. And if you want the preview of format and preview, so here the file type. So update the preview, it will give us the preview option. And if you see the type, so here which type of file, here these many types is available, data connections. And Excel quoting style, Excel file. Separator is comma. So because we given as the CSV file, comma. And redirect. If you want any tabs in the CSV file, etc. So you just redirect, and you can, it will ask as the by default Excel, the tab sheets. And next actions is available. So in the actions, you can look into the view, inflow, tag, export, and share some of this one. Next explore. Okay. So here in the explore, charts. So charts already discussed. Okay. Next to click on this flow. So continuation is so here recipes. So you can create with the recipes. You can create with the zone. For example, I want to create with the zone as test zone, and you can give the color coding also, or else by default color coding it will take. Confirm. So here the zone is to be created. So if you look into this test zone, so if you double click on the test zone, so here in the test zone we have to build the workflow. Click on dataset and you can upload the files. Upload files and select the files. Orders, open. And so here by default orders 1 is to be taken. Already orders is there, right? So click on create. So this is the workflow. Again, we'll go back to flow and click close. So if you look into this here, you can observe with the screen. One is the test two. We'll move. Yeah. So test zone we created. So this is by default zone is to be created. If you want to delete above one, you can delete. So just select with the in this uh, orders for data set and right click. And so in the right click, you can navigate many options. Later I will explain. So click on delete, confirm. If we close this one, so this default zone is to be empty. If you want to delete this zone also, you can delete this. This one, click on this zone. Yeah. So you can edit the zone, you can view in flow. So where it is the delete option, right click, edit, open, collapse all, expand all. So by default zone, we can't delete. If we click on this one, yeah. So this one will delete the zone. As actually, so this is the default zone created. So that is the reason. So this default zone, we can't, there is no option to remove or delete. Okay. So this is the basic details about with the data IQ. And if you look into the some theoretical part, so this theoretical part as a data set in data IQ can be any piece of data in a tabular format. So possible data IQ data sets. So what we uploaded the data upload zone, right, in the CSV file. Similarly, you can connect with SQL and Hadoop data set or any cloud data sets, etc. So these below icons are the data IQ symbols and common methods. So you can read the data, you can write the data, you can visualize the data, you can transform the data. So multiple things we can do based on this data. So how? Data storage and data pre-processing. So data processing is mainly first we can upload the data or we can connection we can build. Later, based on the storage, we can process the data. That is, you can data by using data cleans tool like data prepare tools or else any transform tools. You can processing the data. Next, creating a data set. So here creating data set is external data storage. So based on cloud storage, we can build the connection to our DSS server and it is building the sample data. So by default, it can't show all the data. So only it will show as the sample data. So that is creating data set. So these are the example of the different icons showing with so just now we uploaded with upload my upload. So data upload symbol is to be showing CSV files, manually uploading the files. If you want to create snowflake data connection, we can build and you can build with the connection Amazon S3, HDFS data, GCS, Azure, SQL, Hive. So these are all the options to build the connections. And this slide we discussed it right now. So once you upload the data, you can explore the data, summaries, charts, statistics, etc. Next, charts. So just now we can discuss about with the charts and data set characteristics. So column storage type. So column storage type, column meaning data set schema. So this one, if you click on this orders, uh, so we are discussing about column storage type. So column storage type is, so this is the data type, how the data is to be storing. So by default, data IQ is picking with auto detect as that string. Next to column meaning. So meaning is this one. So this is the meaning of, so for example, order date as the string as the date. So date is the meaning. Pages visited as the integer. Order ID as text. So this is the meaning. Next data set schema. So schema is this one. So if you look into this, so this is the schema, all schema is to be available. Next, so this is a small intro of data IKU. So later videos we can see with all the recipes. So how the recipes are working. So these retails recipes we can see in the later videos. So this is the small introduction about with the data IKU. And if you want, we can do with here some of the options we'll see. Yeah. Where it is navigating to this open instance and here community is there. So this is the community. You can go with the community or else you can go with academy and this one has the, yeah, this is the course. So learning paths you can find with somewhere in the learning paths. I seen the learning paths has yeah, documentation, community. So this is the community. From this community, you can navigate to learning paths. Somewhere I seen the learning paths. Yeah. So in the community, through if you click on the academy, join the academy, quick start programs and learning paths. So if you click on the learning paths is available. So that is the self-learning. So in the self-learning, you can navigate to the this one, core designer, ML practitioner, advanced designer, developer, and ML OPS practitioner. So these 5 courses are available. You can do the certification also, these 5 courses. Okay. So these 5 courses certifications are here only. Certifications also available. So if you click on the certifications, so the certifications is to be showing here. So this is the free certification. There is no need to pay any fee. It's a open book certification. So click on core designer certificate, ML practitioner, advanced designer, developer certificate, ML OPS. So you can walk through this one. Learning paths also available, and you can do the certification. Okay. So this is the basic introduction about with the Dataiku. For further videos, we can see the individual recipes and so on. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you. Hello guys. So welcome to my channel. So today we will discuss about Dataiku. One of the recipes we'll discuss in this video. We'll start here. So here, the earlier video I have discussed about the orders dataset, how we can explore the data, the statistics, charts, everything. So in this video, we will discuss about with the data prepare recipe. I have selected already. I have uploaded this dataset. If you want, I can upload with the dataset freshly also. Upload your files, select files, and upload the orders dataset. Open. So orders datasets and create. Orders dataset will be created. Now we'll move to flow. So here, this is the recipes. So both are same. Okay. Now we'll continue with this one. So orders dataset I have uploaded. Now I will click on with the data prepare recipe. In the right side panel, you can see with the options prepare sync. Some other recipes is there. So I will select with the prepare recipe. So by default, orders prepared data set name, output data set name is to be creating. If you want to change, you can change with the name also, no problem. And store into. So by default, this is the trial version. We are saving with the Dataiku manager storage only. There is no option. If you want to in your system, if you are using with the license, accordingly you can select with the HDFS or XSOL or file storage, etc. And format. So which format the output data set is to be stored. So by default, Parquet is to be create Parquet file data type is to be creating. If you want, you can change with the CSV or AV or ORC, etc. Okay. Create recipe. So here, this is the artist data set already we discussed. Okay. So the left hand side, if you see, add new step. Okay. And run button also is there. So the left side, whatever the steps we are adding, those steps will be navigating to the script is to be showing in the left side. For example, the first step in data prepare recipe, I will look into these options, or else you can click on add new step and follow with these all options. You can, for example, dates. You can select with the dates and you can navigate with all these dates, or else math functions, convert, force, filter, etc. String functions, all string functions is there. Extract, split, fill, data cleansing. So filter, group, remove, normalize, keep, etc. Or else, if you could, if for example, if rename columns, so the description also is available here. We move columns, move column description, count description, and so on. So if you click on this, see the process reference also is available. Okay. If you close this one, for example, date column, I have the date column is there. I want to parse the date, like date, time, and so on. So if I click on parse date, so this is the parse date default format. So detected formats. So if you want, you can click on with the different formats also. So these are all the different formats. By default, YYY, DD. So I selected with default format and click on use date format. So the column is to be created here. Order date, parsed. But this is not the column is to be created, but this is the temporary view only. If I click on run, the output data set is to be created. Otherwise, it can't. So this is the sample view only. So if you look into the left side panel, parse date, the recipe clear steps is to be available here. If we want to select with multiple dates also, multiple columns also, and pattern all, etc. And output column is to be saving with this name and input data format. So YYMMDD and local. This is the translate with the automatically by based on the time zone, whatever the time zone we are selecting. Okay. So this is the parse date. And the other one, if I select with here, uh, the split data is not available here. If you click on here, the three data components is available here. One is the compute time since, extract date components, and filter on date. If I click on compute time since called as order date onwards to till date, how many days is available. If I click on compute time since order date, parse days. So from this 2016 0904 to till date 2877 days. So the days is automatically built. If I click on here, another option is the extract date components. So date components called as year, month, date. Separately we'll get. See, order date, parsed year, year. The year column is to be splitted, and month is splitted, day is splitted. Similarly, if I click on filter on date, so filter on date called as, so we can filter up to the time duration, whatever the time duration we want, that time duration we can filter. For example, if I click on filter on date, so here there is no output column is to be created. But if you look into the left side, keep rows where order date parsed is not empty. So if you click on this here, from date and to date you can give. Okay, based on the date range, it will filter. And previous recipes compute time difference. So here this one is. So if you want days or seconds, weeks, months, years, everything is available. And the next recipe is extract. So extract we have extracted as the year, month, day. If we want week also, it will available week, hour, minutes, seconds, based on this. Okay. So just give the column name. For example, if I give that is days, week. So week column is to be creating here, one more column. We'll see this one. So which week is the number of weeks. So this is one example. And by default, this is the in the order date. If you select with here, parse date, if you select here, so these components are available. If you want to delete the column, for example, I want to delete with one column. Since order dates, parse days, I want to delete. So just click on delete, the column will be removed. So remove since order date, parse days. After run only, output column will be removed. But right now, the column is to be removed for our visualization. And if you want to rename the column, you can rename, move the column. You can drag the column also. For example, if I drag the column customer ID to order ID, or else order ID to this swap to order, this one, I'm dragging order ID to pages visited. Okay, that's the column is to be swapped. So in the left side, the script is added as move order ID before pages visited. The column is added. So you can the position. So before another column, at the beginning, at the end. If I select with at beginning, so by default it will come as the first row. End, the last row will come. So that is the one option. And if I select with the move analyze, you can analyze the data. And analyze. If I select with, for example, t-shirt category. So t-shirt category, if I analyze, see all the t-shirt categories is showing. For example, if you look into this white t-shirt M and white t-shirt WH t-shirt M. So these two are the same category, but two categories showing. I want to merge with these two categories. So select with white t-shirt M and this one check boxes you can select, and above mass actions. So click on mass actions. Here filter view, remove rows, clear cells, merge. So I am doing with merge. So merge selected and click on merge. So the option is available. So click on merge. So these two categories will be merged. I click on merge, done. So two options. The option is gone. Okay. Similarly, white t-shirt F4. So white t-shirt F4. So I can merge with this way. So like this, you can merge with the categories, etc. So this is one option of so where merge is replace. So here you can see the script how it is working. Replace. So replace white t-shirt M by white t-shirt M in the t-shirt category. So here this is the replace. So both values will be replaced to the same category. Competency value, match mode. So match mode, competency value, complete value. Or if you want substring regular expression, you can other options also available. and normalize mode, exact to ignore case, normalize. Okay. So this merging called as the replace. Next. So these are all the by default options. And other option called as you can add with these categories also. Or else if you want to find with some of the formulas or filtering, data cleansing, etc., you can search with here. For example, I want to use with the formula. So you can type with the formula. You can see here the formula, filter, rows, flag, etc. I'm using the formula. So just give the formula name. So whatever the formula. For example, just column name I given as the text. So test as the open editor panel. So in this editor formula, you can write the formula here. So preview examples are also available. If you want any examples, you can navigate with the examples, and documentation also available. Okay. Next, here please enter the formula. Here whether the formula is valid or not also it will show. For example, I am adding with the example here. I will take as the in place of test. I am taking with the total value. So for example, I am calculating the total price. Total t-shirt price. T-shirt price multiplies t-shirt quantity. Okay, so formula is valid. I can see with the sample data also. So t-shirt price multiplies t-shirt quantity. That is the total price I'm taking, column name. So sample output this one. So t-shirt price is 20. T-shirt quantity is 1. So 20 multiplies 120. So similarly, the sample data is visible. If you click on apply, the formula will update it. Now look into this t-shirt formula total. So total formula is there. Then similarly, I can add with another formula. Formula, click on formula, write with, for example, round value. I can give as round, open editor panel, round off, round function is opening, click on select with the round function. Now I will round with the t-shirt price. Okay. So sample output. So 20.0 something, 17.5. So 17.5 is rounding up to 18. Okay. So this is the one formula. And for example, I want to like Boolean functions. Pages visited greater than 0. So true or false. So pages visited is numbers is available. So pages visited greater than 0. So 9 greater than 0 true, like this. And Boolean functions. And other one I can give as is blanco. So for example, is blank of gender. Gender column is there. I think gender column is not available in this one. Okay. For example, I will take as is blank of t-shirt category. If is blank is available, okay. Otherwise, it will ignore. So all these conditions are false because of no, there is no blank values. Okay. If it is blank, then it will give us true. Then length of one column will give order ID is there. Yeah, order ID is there. I will select with order ID. See here. So order ID is some combinations is there. So the combinations is given as length 15. Next, I will consider as another one if condition. So if condition, if length of let's take as a customer ID. So if customer ID length is greater than 5, then high priority. Else low priority. Okay. Formula is valid. Now you can see the condition. So if length of customer ID greater than 5, then high priority. So if you look into the customer ID, so customer ID length of 5. So length of greater than 5. So here in this one, 0 is not considered. So that is the reason it's given as the low priority. And for example, if I give some campaign, okay, but the column is empty only, so there is no column actually. So all it will give as true. So like this, you can apply with the formula with data prepare recipe. So there is a lot of functions is there. You can apply with all the functions. So for example, fill formula. So fill formula, this one, filter rows, flag, create, transforming, If I remove with formula, so these are all the code. So joins is there, natural language, enrich geography, dates. Mostly we will use with these functions are math functions, string functions, data cleansing, filter data, dates. Dates is most of the important in this. Geography also important. Okay. So these are all the data prepare recipe, how we can use in the data IKU. Let's practice and see if you have any doubts in the comment, you can post. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Bye. Hello guys, welcome to my channel. So today we will discuss about with the group by recipe. So if I select with orders data set and look into the recipes I will identify as the group. So you just select with the group recipe here and the new group recipe is to be opened. So first in this one, before selecting the output data set, first we have to select with group by column. On basis of which column we have to group by. Select with the column, for example, I want product category. So t-shirt category, I want to select. Select that. Once you select with the group by key, then the output data set is to be enabled. So output data set name by default, it will fill as orders by t-shirt category, store into default and create the recipe. If I click on create recipe, it will ask us the group keys already be given t-shirt category. If you want, you can change with the group by, you can select with the column here. Or else if you want to add one more column also, you can add here group by. Then compute count for each group. So this one by default, it will select. If you want the count, you can select it. Otherwise, ignore it, unselect it. Let's keep it. And we want group by on basis of product category, t-shirt category. And now I want the order date. Order date as the, for example, I want order date as maximum order date. I want t-shirt price as the sum. I'll select with the sum. T-shirt price, sum. That's it. Now, if you look into this uh, output category, you can see the output category as t-shirt category, order date max, t-shirt price sum, and count is default. Next, if you want to pre-filter, so before group by only, you want to filter it, you can select it here and select the filter on, and on basis of the following conditions and order column contains so and so order. We can apply the pre-filter. And group by already we discussed. Then computed columns. If you want any computed columns, you can add here computed columns. Then after group by also, we will do custom aggregations and post filter also is available. So post filter called as after aggregation of the group by, then we can apply with the this t-shirt category or order date max. We have 4 columns, right, in the data set. So those 4 columns we can post filter also you can apply. Now, once these recipes are completed, then you can click on run. Okay. For example, here you see the input output data sets. So what is the input data set? Orders. Output data set, this one, and advanced. So if any settings you want, you can add it. And history. So what are all the what we are doing history? These steps are already discussed in the introduction section. And go to settings. Now if you click on the run, what is this warning? Computing min max on a alpha num. Min max value string type uses. So here one issue you can identify here. So order date as the string by default it is taking. T-shirt price also string. But I have changed. I will click on save this one and go back. You'll see the orders data set. If you look into orders data set, here I changed this t-shirt price as the integer. So it is by default all the values are showing null values. If I give string, where is that values? What happened here? Okay. And go back to orders. Yeah. So something is happened. So string I selected as integer previously. If I select integer right now also, it's okay. Okay, integer. And other one, we forgot order date. So order date is string here. So that is date unparsed. Okay. Let's jump to group by recipe. So if I click on this group by and we'll click on run also. If I click the run, so run only this or run downstream also. So 2 options is available. So run downstream call as, so downstream recipes also will execute or run only this one. Only particular this data set only we can run. Or else you can open this recipe and here we'll click on run. Yes, click on run. So it will run the recipes. It will take as job starting. here. So job is running, please wait. And these jobs are where we can see the running also. Here we can see the jobs. So in the top right hand, top arrow, so play button is there, right? So in this play button, you can see the jobs. So click on jobs. You can move to jobs window. So now our job is to be successfully completed. Job succeeded with warnings. So we'll see the warnings. And if you click on jobs, so see the jobs. So the job is this job we had build orders by t-shirt category. If we click on this job, see the activity. So how the activity log also is available. Okay. So something show warnings. We select the warnings. So the activity file input data bad int occurred. So input data is we change it to that orders column, orders data set, line number 2 column t-shirt price is type as into. So that is some warning is showing. We'll quickly move to flow. Click on orders, t-shirt price, change it to string. Okay. So that is the reason here some blank values are showing. Again, we had to run. Since this one also same. But here, if I select with t-shirt price, that some will be hidden because of the string. So this type of errors or warnings will be shown here. We will check it out. Then we'll consider it as the double. Then integer in place of integer, we can click as double or any other category. Double or float. So we'll consider it as a float, double. Okay. Now, if we move to group by, still earning is showing, but t-shirt price sum is to be showing. Okay. Anyway, we'll run this one. Job is running. Please wait. So this job is also showing activity. If you want, you can click on about also. So here in jobs, data quality, scenarios, automation, monitoring, these options are available. So what jobs we are running? So we have to check here. So job is succeeded. So this time. So previously some warning is showing here. So the warning is not showing here now. If we click on jobs, so see this one done. So this one is done. Now we'll go back to flow and see the output. So this is the output data set. Orders by t-shirt category. Open this data set. Yeah. So each category, t-shirt category wise, what is the order date max? What is the sum of total? For example, a black t-shirt, the total sum price is this one. And count also. How many records in this category? So 257 categories there. If you want count, you can put it. Otherwise, you can uncheck with in the group by recipe only. So this is the group by recipe we will execute. Okay. Thank you for watching. Bye. Hello guys, welcome to my channel. So today we will discuss about with the Dataiku join recipe. So for join recipe, we need two data sets. Okay. So already we discussed about the orders data set, and I have added as another data set called as the customers. If you look into orders data set, so this is the orders data set. Order data set, I have customer ID is there. And if you look into customers data set, in customer ID is available. Okay. Now, if I want to join, I can select with first any one of the data set. I have selected with the customers data set and select with join recipe. So in this join with keys. Okay. So based on I select with this join recipe. I select with the join recipe input data sets. So first, as discussed, we require input data set, two input data sets. First input data set already I selected with customers. Second input data set, I need orders. I have selected with the orders. So output data set is enabled. So by default, the customers is joined. Okay. And store it here and create recipe. Click on create recipe. So once I select with click on create recipe, here it will ask as the joins. So if you look into the about two data sets, one is the customers and second one is the orders. So two data sets are joined, but I want to select with which type of join. So left join, inner join, right join, etc. So by default, it will select as the left join. Let's keep it in. Add condition. So what is the condition? So on basis of we need key, right? So both tables we need key. So we discussed customer ID as the key. So add a condition. So match when all conditions are satisfied. You can select with the condition. By default, match when all conditions are satisfied. And so this customer ID table, this one has the customer table and this one has order table. So here by default, it's selected as customer ID and order date. So that is not match, right? So then select with the customer ID. And in this table also, we will select with customer ID. So both tables are selected. So you see the values, customer ID, customer ID. If these values are matching, then it will execute. And normalization parameters. If any case insensitive normalization text, etc., you can ignore it if you want, or else directly you can add the condition. If you want any other condition also, you can add another condition also here. Let's select with the another condition, gender. And this way gender is not available. Order ID is there, but in this order ID, in this one order ID is not available. Okay, let's remove this one in the above. So gender order date is not good, right? So then we can remove this one. Okay, so now we have added as customer ID. Then click on OK the condition. So now condition is okay. Now this drop unmatched rows. So whenever the unmatched rows is there, those values we can remove by default, these conditions. And if you look into, so replace the data set and add a data set with one more join, or also explore, view schema, and remove the data set. So these are options. And if you want before joining also, you can apply with the pre-filter. So pre-filter you can select with here, first data set, and you can apply the filter, and second data set, you can apply the filter here. If you don't want, you can off the condition. Next, pre-joined computed columns. If any computed columns, you can join here. So join recipe already we given. Then selected columns. So what are all the columns we need? So select all non-conflicting columns, or select all columns, or manually select columns. So here also I will select with manually. For example, customers table, I want all the columns. In orders table, I want only, for example, orders date, customer order date. So pages visited not required, and order ID, let's remove this. For example, customer ID already there. So if you need duplicate column, you can select it, or else not required. You can unselect t-shirt category, t-shirt price, t-shirt quantity, order date. So these I can select it here, 4 columns. Then post join computed columns, if any, post filter also, or else if you can go with output. So by default, this is the output. So total 10 columns is showing. And here one more thing is prefix. For example, if you want to identify customers columns and identify with orders columns, you can add with the prefix also here. For example, orders, ORD. So if I give ORD underscore order date, ORD underscore t-shirt category, ORD underscore t-shirt price, like that. If you remove, by default, all the columns will be mixing. Okay. So then click on run finally. So click on run. Okay, so job is starting. Job is running. Please wait. So this is aborting. So abort means canceling the, or truncating, or canceling the job. The job is to be aborted. So job is running. Please wait. Yeah. So job succeeded. View details, export dataset. Customers joined. So if I go with backflow, see the recipe, customers dataset, orders dataset. 2 are joined with by using join recipe. So customers 2 datasets are joined within 1 minute. Okay, look into this output dataset. So customer ID, gender, birth date, user agent, IP address, campaign. So these are all customer details. Okay, so campaign, etc. And orders table, order date, t-shirt categories, t-shirt price, t-shirt quality. Okay, so 10 columns, total 10,000 rows is showing. If you want total how many rows also, it will show here. Yeah, 33,861. If you want, you can select with the sample, first records, random records. So options is available. You can apply the filter also. You can select with the filtering, sample filtering, or complete. If you want complete records also, it will take. For example, if millions of records is there, so at the time it will show all the data. It's confusion. So that's why this sample is showing. So first 10,000 rows by default. If you want more number of sample also, it will give. Or if you want random records also, it will give. If you want random ratio also, it will give. First records, last records also option. 10,000 records or 1,000 records, whatever the sample you want. So this is the sample. And if you want to first records, click on first records and update sample. So based on that, the update sample also will update. Okay. So this is the join recipe. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Bye. Hello guys. Today we will discuss about with the sync recipe for the continuation of our Dataiku series. So select with the dataset and select with sync recipe here. In the right hand side sync recipe, we just select, and it will ask us the dataset name, output dataset name. So just click on create recipe. So basically, what is the use of sync recipe? So sync recipe, basically, one of the reason you may want to use the sync recipe is to copy your data into another database. That is the main mode of the sync recipe. To copy your data into another database is the sync recipe. So simply here what we are doing, why we had to copy into another database called as, for example, if you are uploading the database from your local file, that is to be copied into the XSL database or SQL database or in cloud database. So that is the use of sync recipe. So here, if you consider as see with this data set, input data set, we have given this one, and output data set, what we are doing is output data set we have stored as this orders one copy data set, and then click on run. So once the run is to be completed, we will see the output of the data set. So job is running, succeeded. So job is completed. Let's go back to flow. So you see this one. So this is the sync recipe. So from one database to, you have to copy the data into another database. That is by using sync recipe. And one more advantage also is there by using sync recipe, but that option is not enabled here in the trial version actually. So in real-time scenario, so here one output in dataset, here one checkbox will be there in the mouse cursor, orders one copy dataset in the below, one checkbox will be available. What is the checkbox called as overwrite or within append the data. So two options is there. So without overwrite or overwrite option or append the data. So if we select with the checkbox, so that data is not overwrite. So it will append the data. It will append the data called as, for example, today I have run with one SQL query. So that current data is available. After 1 hour, some data is added to that particular table. Again, that is not overwriting the data at the time of run. So it will append the data. So that is the scenario of append. So when we have to run with the append call as, for example, if you are running with the scenario of hourly basis or daily basis or weekly basis, at the time we are running with the append the data. So we can't overwrite the data at the time. Okay. So that is the option of overwrite and append. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Hello guys. Today we will explain as the sample or filter recipe. So I have selected as by default first order data set and select with the sample or filter data set. So here the right hand side. So if you look into the sample or filter data set, so just click on it. So it will open the input output data set. Input data set is same. Output data set one name it will ask. By default it will taken as filtered, and click on create recipe. So here if you look into this, so filter and sampling. So first let's check with the filter. So here filter condition is by default off, and we have to switch on to on. So click on switch on. So here first option called as keep only rows that satisfy. So the following conditions. So conditions are this one. If the condition is to be true, then this condition will be shown. So options. So the following conditions, or else if you give the formula, so formula it will consider, or else if you give with the SQL expression also. First we'll see the following conditions. For example, in following conditions, so I'm seeing with order date. Or else, for example, if I look into t-shirt category, so just look into the data, what data is there. I'm duplicating the tab. Why I'm duplicating the tab called as, just look into the data first, orders data, what data is there and what are the data we want to filter. So open the data set. So in this, I am filtering the data called as t-shirt category. So if I want, for example, I want a hoodie data. So just right click and copy to clipboard. Sorry, right click. Okay, select this one and copy to clipboard. So come back to here, t-shirt category equals hoodie. Okay, and run the data. And if any other condition also, just add the condition here. If you want any order date, etc. Also, I will remove this one. This is the one way. So here what I have done, t-shirt category equals hoodie. The same thing we can apply with the formula also. See this one, order date, something like that. And SQL expression also. So following condition is hoodie and sampling. So in sampling method, so this condition can I apply with whole data or sample data? Sampling method is showing right now by default no sampling and whole data. If you select with these options, just look into the options. First records. What are the only read n number of rows for the first records? Random approximate ratio, random approximate NB records, column values subset, column class rebalance first record sorted by a column like this. And if you select with by default sampling, no sampling, whole data and click on run. Now this data used to be filtered data used to be stored as in this orders data set, orders one filtered. So running the recipe, job succeeded. Go back to flow and check the data. Here, this is the filter symbol. So after open the data, hoodie data only this in this one stored. You'll see. So t-shirt category only hoodie. If you click on t-shirt category analyze, what data is there? Hoodie only. So how many number of rows? Count 6,229 count. Same thing here. You can check with the whole data 6,229 rows. Okay. So this is the way we can filter the data. So the same thing we can apply with pre-filter and post-filter also. For example, if you want this t-shirt category is only hoodie here. I want the price range. So just t-shirt price and filter option also here available. Just select the filter. Here the price range is showing 18 to 23. You select with the price range. For example, I want 20. 20 to 23. So click OK. So you check with the price 20 to 23. How many number of rows? 6,229 rows. Analyze the data. So 20 to 23. So 20. So this one 23 is showing 6,209. Okay. And if I select this 20 to 23, I want list. So list is available. You select with the list also. I want only 20. Only 20 is showing. Click on analyze. So only 20 is okay. Remove the filter. So this way you can choose with the filter recipe. Thank you for watching. Hello guys. Today we will discuss about with the sort recipe. So if I select with this orders option, orders data set, look into the data, orders date, pages visited, order ID, customer ID, t-shirt category, t-shirt price, t-shirt quantity. For example, this one, t-shirt price, if I want to sort this, by default, it will show as sorting. So it will come as ascending only. There is no descending. Okay. So I will remove the sort. Now we'll go back to flow. In the flow, now I want to select with the orders dataset and click on the recipe right side, sort recipe. So here sort recipe is there. So once you select with the sort recipe, click on create recipe. So here by default, no sort column is set. So we had to select with the column on which basis of column we had to sort the rows as defined by your order. For example, my assumption is so I want to sort with t-shirt category and t-shirt price. So based on the t-shirt category and price, we will assign with the rank, dense rank, and row number also. So here in the option, the 3 additional columns also will create. In addition, compute for each row. So row number, rank, and dense rank. So here in t-shirt category, by default, it is showing as ascending. If you want to descending, you can click on descending. T-shirt price also descending. So category wise descending order is alphabetical order. So based on, so that is not a criteria. So we'll give as ascending, and t-shirt price we will give as the descending. So t-shirt category and price. Okay. So 3 columns we selected. So these options only in the sort option. Once we run the recipe, then we will see the number of columns we created. So extra columns are row number, rank, and dense rank. So job is running, please wait. Job succeeded. Go back to flow. Open the sorting. If I open this output data set, see, so t-shirt price is ascending order showing, and t-shirt category also ascending order showing, but we selected as descending, right? I think descending only, I remember. Just check with the, yes, descending only. Okay, according to the rank is showing as this one, maybe. Okay, so here t-shirt category is B, first letter B is showing, and this one. If you observe with the t-shirt row number, rank, and dense rank. So rank is showing you with based on this price. So row number, so the sequence number, unique number is to be given. Rank, if you see the rank 11111. So if the number is to be same, the rank will give a same number. Dense rank also showing the 1. So what is the difference of rank and dense rank is? So rank will skip the number. For example, this how many number of rows is there? That many number of rows is skipping the number. But dense rank will give us next one series sequence number will give 2. Move to the below, some number will identify. Yeah. So if you see here, so 1. After then the other category B, t-shirt F is the ending. Next to t-shirt M. So here the rank is given as 258 and dense rank is given as 2. Okay. So this is the difference of rank, dense rank, and sorting. So this is the option called as the sort. Thank you for watching. Hello guys. Today we will discuss about with the split recipe in Dataiku. So let's open the orders dataset. So in this orders dataset, I have the t-shirt category column I'm choosing. So generally what the split recipe is doing this mainly. For example, if you select with the category white t-shirt M. So this data we have to split and the other data we have to store in other dataset, or else we can split these two datasets into two different datasets. The remaining dataset, the remaining data we have to store it in other dataset. So if you see the analyze, so these are all the categories I have. So most of the data is available in hoodie. For example, hoodie I will store as one hoodie dataset. White t-shirt is stored as one dataset. Black t-shirt will store as one dataset, like that. Split the data. Okay. Right now I will select with the hoodie, copy this word, copy clipboard, and go back to flow. Select with the orders dataset. Select the right side split recipe. So here split recipe. Select the split recipe. So before splitting only, we have to know how many datasets are we required. For example, I want to add one dataset. So what this dataset called as hoodie. Okay. And create the dataset. So hoodie will store as one dataset. The other categories will store as another dataset. That is other categories. I'll give as other and create dataset. Now I have created two datasets. One is hoodie, one is other. Then create recipe. So once we create the two datasets, so here these are all the splitting options. So select the splitting method. So which method we have to split to. So different options are available. We'll explore those options. So first one is map values of a single column. So map values called as map values of a single column to the outputs datasets, either with discrete values or ranges. So if I select with map values, see here, split on column. So on what basis column we have to split to based on the values. For example, I want to split with t-shirt category. I selected as the hoodie is under the t-shirt category. Select the value. So value we have selected as, for example, hoodie. Exact value we had to give. So hoodie is stored as in hoodie output. Other values, all the other values are stored in other category. Okay. So this is map values on a single column. If you want to change, you can change here. Just select with the change and randomly dispatch data. So we'll explore those options. Define filter, dispatch percentage, etc. For example, if I run this data, so job is running. So once job succeeded, we'll see the output. Okay, succeeded. And we'll go back to flow. So here, if you see the recipe, split recipe is two data sets created. One is hoodie and one is other. If you open with hoodie data set, observe the t-shirt category, analyze. Hoodie is 6,229 records is there. Only one category is stored as in one data set. So this way we can split the data. And other category, all the other values are stored as in this t-shirt category. You analyze all the other categories. Okay. So this is map values on a single column. And we'll look into the split recipe, other data sets. If I click on change, select with randomly dispatched data. So randomly dispatched called as, so we have to select with random. For example, full random. Full random just will give the percentage ratio. So for example, 50% of the records under hoodie dataset, 50% of records under other category. So there is no here, there is no specific category we are not selecting. So randomly entire 100% dataset, 50%, 50%. Or else if you want, we can categorize as 70%. If you select with the first 70%, automatically the remaining 30% will go as other. So this is one of the split recipe will randomly split. Here, this is the full random and random subset of column values also is there, other option. So random subsets. So if I select with run, 70% of the records will stored as in hoodie, 30% of records will stored as in other category. Job is running. Okay, succeeded. So if I open hoodie, 70%. So 70%, how many records is getting here? 18,000. So out of 26,000 records, we are getting 18,000 here. If I look with analyze the data, all the records are given, but 70% is split to here. And we'll see the other category option. We open the split and click on change. So define filters. So we had to specify with the filters. So we know filters, right? So conditions we had to give. So hoodie, location hoodie. So under the hoodie data set, what is the condition? So for example, order date. So order date contains, and for example, you can give with some example date or else in t-shirt category contains hoodie like that. And any other condition, all other values will store as other data set. Or else here also you can add with another filter also like this way. And dispatch percentile. So percentile called as here, for example, first you select with sorting order. For example, I select with t-shirt category. So for t-shirt category, 50% of records ratio under hoodie, 50% comes with other category. Here also we can update with the range. So for example, 90%. So this 90% automatically change to first category, 10% is move to other category. So like this way, we can split the records easily. Okay, based on the category, based on the date, based on the order, based on the dispatch percentages, randomly dispatch also. Okay, so these are all the split category of the split recipe. Thank you for watching. Hello guys, today we will discuss about with the Dataiku stack recipe. So stack recipe, we'll see some of the key points. So generally stacking called as the appending the data. So we will append the data using 2 data sets, 3 data sets, multiple data sets. For example, here stacking methods are union of input schemas, intersection of input schemas, use schema from data set, use column order, manually remapping, custom defined schema. We'll see this one. Example, this one, union of schemas. For example, this is the one data set, first one, up to name, age, height is the first top table as the one data set, below bottom data set as the another data set. I'm using the stack recipe and final output. If I use the union of schemas, so here name, age is to be common using the 2 data sets. One more column is different, height and gender. So this by using union, so here 4 columns will be created. So whatever the matching rows will give that particular column. For example, height. In first data set, height 4 rows is there, and second data set, height is not available. So then give the blank values. Similarly, gender. So this is union of schemas. Next to intersection. So intersection called as only common columns. So whatever the matching columns are available, so that only will give. Okay. So in these 2 data sets, the matching columns are name and age. Only 2 columns are matching. So name and age is to be giving intersection only. Third method is dataset schema. So in dataset schema also, but the first dataset matching values is to be given, and second dataset matching gender is not giving here. Okay, but name and age is to be matching. So for example, name first dataset, all the values are showing. In second dataset, only name and age is to be showing dataset schema based on the first datasets. That is dataset schema. Column order. So irrespective of the columns, by default, first data set based on the first data set column names, it will mapping with the second order. So, but this is the wrong method. So if you see the third column, wrong method. So first 4 rows are okay. The second rows are under the height it is creating MF. That is wrong method. And manual remap. So manual remap called as, for example, name, age, height. In between, the column names are different, but we can map manually. We had to select with the map. For example, person will map to name, years will map to age, tall will map to height. So like that, we had to manually map and to generate the output. Then custom schema. So custom schema is so we had to select this one also manually, but name, age is to be uh, different. So for example, name we have selected. So name is showing, height. So height is only showing. Custom, we had to select with the particular columns. Okay. And we'll move to here in the example we'll see. So here I have no two different data sets. I will use with the same data sets two times. For example, if I use with, okay. So here I will use with this orders and this orders one. Okay. So because of I have no two data sets for right now in this recipe, I will use with two same data sets. Okay. For example, in this orders data around, we have the data around 26,000. So it will double the data. Okay. Then select with this orders data set and select with the stack recipe in the right side. So stack. So here it will ask as the the input data. So one more input data is we are selecting with orders one. Select with orders one. So two data sets are selecting. So what it is showing. So data set name already available exists. So we'll change the name or else stack orders stack. So create recipe. See here. So orders table, orders one table, two tables are uploaded. The two columns names are same. So that is blue color and green color is showing. And column selection. So here this is the different types. The earlier slide explained PPT. Union of input schemas, intersection, use schema, using column order, manually remapping, custom define. So by default, union of input schema will show. Next, in intersection also, in this case, intersection also same because of the same column names. And use schema from dataset. So here the two different datasets we have to select. And using column order. So we had to map with the column orders. So here two data sets is there, right? So based on this, we can select with the column order. Manually remapping. So here we had to select with the mapping. Okay, so all the list of options will be shown. Next, custom defined schema. So here we have custom defined. So whatever the columns we need, so those particular columns we had to select. If we want all the columns, we can select. Or else by default, union of input schema we had to select. Okay. These are all the options of stack recipe. And pre-filter. So distinct and filter options are available. Origin column if required. Post filter also available in this recipe. Okay. So by default, we will right now we'll execute this union of input schemas. Run the recipe and see the result. Job is running. Succeeded. We'll see the result flow. So here, this is the two data sets picking. The result set is this one, orders stack. If I open this, so previous one data set has 26,000 records are there. So now it is doubling, 53,104. Okay. So in this duplicate records also available. So later this continuation recipe, we will see the video of distinct recipe. Okay. So at the time I will explain with how it is distinct will work. Simple. This distinct, by using distinct, we will split the data from 26,000. Okay. So thank you for watching. This is the split recipe. Hello guys. Today we will discuss about with the distinct recipe. So last video we discussed about with the stack recipe. So stack recipe I have done two order data sets I have stacked. So two order data sets means same data I have stacked. So some duplicated data is there. So in orders data set, actual records are 26,552 records. If I check with this stack recipe, orders stack, in order stack, I have double the records, 53,104. If you look into some of the records also, we'll look. For example, if I search with copy to clipboard, filter, white t-shirt M. Okay. So just look into this. Some of the appended records here in customer ID, filter, customer ID list. So in the list, if I select this particular record, if you look into this 163607 duplicated records. Okay. So out of this, we will initiate with the distinct recipe. Based on the distinct recipe, we will get the unique records. Let's look into this one. For example, in order stack, select the order stack. After order stack, I will select with the distinct recipe. So here in the right side, visual recipes under distinct recipe is there. So select the distinct recipe. So by default, output dataset name is given and click on create recipe. In this, we have two modes is there in distinct recipe. First option called as remove duplicates on all columns. So irrespective of the particular column, entire dataset is to be applicable to the remove duplicates. So let's see the output. Later we'll see find distinct values, or else now only we'll discuss about this option. Find distinct values of a subset of all columns means, for example, if you want t-shirt category, so only t-shirt category unique records will give, or else based on order date, based on PS visited, or else so based on customer ID and t-shirt category, based on customer ID, t-shirt category, t-shirt quantity. So this way, whatever the need, whatever the requirement we have, so those particular columns we have to select here. For example, if I select with t-shirt category, so only t-shirt category is available and click on run. If I opt as remove duplicates on all columns, irrespective of the column, entire data set is to be selected. Click on run. You'll see the result. So job is running. Okay, you have succeeded. Go back to flow and see the result. So distinct recipe. So earlier in the orders stack data set, 53,000 records is there. So actual records are 26,552. So that records are get back. And let's see the other option. Here in distinct recipe, find distinct values of a subset of all columns. For example, if I select with this option, I select with t-shirt category, and here buttons is there. Just if you click on the greater than symbol, just click on. So the t-shirt category is added here and run. You will see only one column of the data. Okay, in the entire data set, t-shirt category only visible. Okay, go back to flow and see the result. Out of 53,000 records, we have only 10 rows. So only t-shirt category. So 10 categories t-shirts is there. If I want to select with example, customer ID. So I will use customer ID and t-shirt category, run. Now almost 23,000 records we will get, because customer IDs are in two data sets common records, right? We'll see the result. Customer ID. Go back to flow. Open the data set. Yeah. So almost 10,000 records, 21,585. Maybe in orders data set also, some of the customer IDs are duplicated. So those duplicates will be eliminated. Okay. So this is the way distinct recipe will apply in Dataiku. Thank you for watching. Okay, welcome to my channel. Today we'll discuss about with the top N recipe in Dataiku. So top N recipes. So here I'm using with the orders dataset. So from my last videos, all I'm using with same dataset only. So I select with the orders. So basically top N called as, so what is the top N is mainly, so top three categories or top three sales, top three ranks, top three dense ranks, top three rows. So like this, we have to identify easily by using top N. So I select with orders dataset and select with the top N recipe in the right side of the visual recipes. So once you select with the top N, So by default output dataset name is given top n and create the recipe. So in this one, we have the option here. Retrieve the top n rows, bottom n rows. So in this particular data set, you want how many number of rows for the top. For example, I want top one and bottom one. Two records I need. So irrespective of the no sort column yet. So here we want any sorted column also we'll queue. For example, I am giving with the sorted column is so t-shirt category. So based on t-shirt category sorted. So this is ascending order. If you want, you can click on with the descending order also. So based on descending order or ascending order. So the top and bottom order will be changing, right? So that is the reason. So for example, or else I will consider as a t-shirt price. So t-shirt price descending order I'm taking. So descending order top one and bottom one. Okay. From entire data set I'm selecting here. So entire data set means I'm not specifying any column. So entire data set t-shirt price based on descending order, what is the top one and what is the bottom one. And other options also available that we'll look into the later. First run this recipe. So we'll see the two records in the output. If I go back to flow, so once run is completed, we'll go back to flow. Job is running. Yeah, succeeded. Go back to flow. And if I open with this top n data set, you'll see the top two records. So based on t-shirt price. So t-shirt price, first record is 24. And second record, bottom one, 17.5. So this way we'll get the top one or top two, whatever the records. For example, we need top two, or else we'll look into some other options also right now. In below, in addition to compute for each row. So count of rows, row number within the whole data set. So within the complete row, what is the row number, rank of a row, dense rank. So these all options we've seen in the earlier also, row number, rank, dense rank also. So I am just selecting these all options. And I will ask as top three. So based on top three, how it will give we'll see. So job is running. You succeeded. Go back to flow and see the result. Yeah. So I selected with top three. So how many records you seeing? 6 rows. So based on t-shirt price. So if you look into top three, 24, 24, top bottom three also 17.5. Now, if you look into row number is given as 1, 2, 3, and this one as last row numbers is given. So because we have applied the t-shirt price as the descending order and rank. So rank is because of the same number. So rank will give us same rank, and bottom three also same. Then if you know, so if the rank is to be same, then the number is to be skipping in rank. The other number will be assigned by default. So 23048. And dense rank will give us 111 and 666. Okay, so this is fine. And here other option also available in top n. What is the other option called as? So I don't want the entire data set. Based on each group, you have to select. So for example, I want to select as t-shirt category. So t-shirt categories are available as 10 categories is there. So based on t-shirt category, I will select here also t-shirt category. T-shirt, where is the t-shirt category? So okay. So once we select with the t-shirt category, it is not picking here. And okay, let's go with the t-shirt price descending order, and we'll execute. So job is running. Succeeded. Go back to flow and check the output. Yeah. So how many rows? 60 rows based on t-shirt category. So t-shirt category, 10 categories is there. Okay. For example, I want top three we are asking. So for example, if you see with BL t-shirt F 1, 2, 3, and last three is given. Next category M. So Yes, simple logic here. T-shirt categories, 10 categories is there. I selected with top three and bottom three. So 6 records. So each category 6 records. So 10 categories, 10, 6, yeah, 60 records is given. So with simple analysis of if you have million number of records, it's easily to identify with the top three and bottom three. Okay. So this way we can identify as the top n recipe. Any other options? So we'll look into this. This covered remaining rows. Okay. And here pre-filter option also available. Computed columns also available. Retrieve columns. So mode. If you want to select with all columns or select columns. So output recipe also we can have to look into this one. Okay. So this is the top end recipe. Thank you for watching. Hello guys. Today we will discuss about with the pivot recipe in Dataiku. And in Dataiku or else in any ETL tool, pivot recipe is one of the most important tool, either in alteryx or we are using it any Excel or in any ETL tool. So let's discuss about with the ETL the pivot recipe. Yeah. If you look into this example pivot recipe here, so example I have taken as the 4 columns: name, item, quantity, year. So in this, if I pivot this one, so name as the group key. So grouping by Alice and Bob. Here I have only 2 names is there, Alice and Bob. So Alice, Bob. And what aggregations I had done? I am doing the aggregations uh, based on quantity and year. And aggregations are quantity and year. Pivot. So what is the pivot items? Items are shoes and hat. So shoes quantity sum, hat quantity sum. So sum. And at the same time, shoes year max, hat year max. So because quantity I have applied as the sum, year max of the year I have applied as year column. If you look into the pivot table definition is this one: group key, pivot, and aggregations. So the same thing, pivot apply by item. So pivot means, so these shoes and hats is the column is moving to rows. So 2 rows will be splitted, shoes and hat. At the same time, group key is name. Aggregations are quantity year. Okay. Next, if you tally the aggregations of the same thing I have given clearly, group by keys. So Alice and Bob. So this one, pivot values, shoes and hat, sum of quantity, max of year. That is the only simple thing. Let's go back to Dataiku and we'll run the recipe. I selected with the Ondas dataset only. I have Ondas dataset only, the sample format. I'm selecting with pivot recipe in the right side. So once I select with the pivot recipe here, first I need to select with the pivot by. So which column? The column is moving to rows. I will select with, for example, order date. So based on date, I will split 2 rows, pivot, create recipe. So here, if you see with create columns with, so this is the pivoted values I have selected, and grouping values, that is row identifiers. I select with t-shirt category. So based on category wise, I want row wise, and sum of aggregations. Aggregations here, I will select with the price. So count of records, I don't want. So ignore the unselect. And here, if you select with count, the count is showing. You select with this drag down, all the aggregations are showing. I want sum of price each day wise. Click the sum and you click somewhere in the empty space. So sum of t-shirt price. Okay. So here you see the sigma populate content with, so all the aggregations column is this one, custom aggregates, and pivot column is this one, order date, add new column if you want any other columns pivoting by pivoted values, most frequent or all are occurring more than something. So ignore that by default settings. And row identifier explicit list we have to give. So t-shirt category. And this is one example also is given here, examples. For example, if you select with pivot table, how pivot table is working. And pivot values, so frequency table, various statistics. So this way we can execute different ways the pivot recipe. And in pivot recipe, we have pre-filter is also available, computed columns also available, other columns, and output. So output, how it is. And just run the recipe and we'll see the output. So job is running. So once job is succeeded, then we'll go back to flow and check. Job is succeeded, then go back to flow and open the output data set. So here we selected the group keys t-shirt category. Okay. So all the 10 categories, 10 rows called as 10 categories. Okay. 10 category t-shirts. Pivoting value we selected as order date. So order date. So each and every date wise, it is summing the price. So here, if you observe with the date with the name is given as t-shirt price underscore sum. What we are doing, t-shirt price sum I have applied with the aggregation. So based on this date, t-shirt F4 is sold by total sum of price 70. This date 140, 122, 35. So this way we can observe with the business easily on which date we have the more business and less business. Okay, so this is the one simple pivot recipe, but it is very important recipe. Everywhere we can apply with in the real-time scenario this pivot recipe. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Hello guys. So welcome to my channel. Today we will discuss about with the window recipe. So window recipe, today I will consider as another data set for the sample purpose. So here in this one, day, site, consummation day, temperature day. So this data is available. So we will applicable to window recipe in this data set. So what I'm taking is, so basically for window recipe, we need, okay, I will quickly look into this. Yeah. So in window recipe, we need window definition and aggregations. So window definition called as the grouping. So which column we need to group, like partitioning the data, and aggregations. So if we will go back to the this data, so I'm considering here site as the group. So based on the site, we will group the data. If required, we will order by day, or else this is the optional only, day, order by. And consummation day, we will apply with the sum. Or else in this consummation day, we will apply any aggregation like average, max, min, sum, etc. And here group by and window recipe, some variation is there. So in window recipe, we will get the data every 7 days, the running sum. Every 3 days, we will get the running sum like that. So we will look into this first. I'm applying the window recipe, select this data set and select with the window recipe here in the left right side. So once you select with this window recipe, so output data set name is taken and create recipe. So once you select with the window recipe, first option is partitioning the columns. So which column we need to partition? Select the on condition. Here I'm selecting based on site. So these next to remaining options are options only. So this is not mandatory to opt this one. For example, if I want need to order by columns day wise, so just select with the ascending order or descending order, whatever the order you need. And we need, for example, 3 days, so every 3 days, the rolling sum. So window frame and apply with, we limit window on a valid value range of the order column. Use lower bound. For example, I need 3 days and use upper bound with including the current date also, current row. And click on aggregations. So in the aggregations column, I will select as consummation day as sum. Once I select with the sum, consummation day will get the sum. Okay. So, and here, what are all the other options? Pre-filter is there, computed columns is there, post-filter also is there, custom aggregations also is there. And but right now I have most importantly, I selected with window definitions and aggregations. We'll run this one. So job is running. We will go to the data. So here you see one column is created here, consummation day sum. How it is creating based on site. For example, if I select with this site is, I will select one data set, click on OK. If you select filter with the dates also, one date you can filter this one, like today. No, there is no today, right? Okay. Okay, let's ignore this date filter. we'll see this one. Okay. This one, temperature not required here in this one. Consumption day sum. So first row 4182. So 4182 you're getting. Second row 4121. So 4121 plus 4182, 8304. We get this one. We given the condition is every 3 rows. Okay. So 4210, 4121, 4180. So up to here 12,514. Next, so this every row 3 rows we are getting 16,000. Next to 16,000. Next to 16,000. Like this way. So every 3 rows and current row also. So like 4 rows. So that is 4 16 rows. 16,000. Sorry, 16,000 we are getting. Okay. If you look into, for example, the last rows. Okay, see here. Last 4 rows 87, 82, 82, and 80. So 4 8 ja 332. So around 332 we are getting. Okay. So this way, this is every 3 days with including the current day. Okay. So this is, or else if you want to, you can opt, where is that window recipe? If I switch off this one, what happened called as by default consummation day sum will be displayed like rolling sum. Run. Now we'll see the result. Okay. Now quickly we'll look into the result. So if you see this one, 4182 plus second row 83 plus third row plus fourth row plus fifth row, so on. The rolling sum will be showing based on site. If you see with, if I unselect with this ID site, let's start with ID 02. It will start as new fresh sum based on the site. So running total, it's easy to find. Yeah. In this, if you look into ID 18, so first fresh is started here, 45 plus 44 plus 52 plus 54 plus 46, like this way. Okay. So this is the window recipe benefit. And in this one, we can apply with other aggregations like lag, lead. That one also we can apply. If you look into this one, first value, last value, concat, lag difference, lead difference. So these many options are available in window function. So in SQL, advanced window functions is there, right? League, lag, first value, last value. The same, all the functions we have to apply here in window recipe. Okay. Thank you for watching. Hello guys, welcome to my channel. So today we will discuss about with using some data recipes. We will create one sample project. So in sample project already created, so that we'll look into that overview, how it is working, the recipes and so on. So, okay. So first I will open with the data set. So in data set, date local. So this is the date and ID 01, ID 18, ID 31. So 3 columns are available here. Consummation numbers is there. Temperature. So in temperature, if you observe with the data, some commas is there. Okay. Some single numbers is there. Okay. We'll go back to, so here first we'll apply with data prepare recipe and other data set called as the sites. So in sites ID called as, so in above other data set, ID 01, ID 18, ID 31. So these 3 are columns are there. Okay. And NAF, some code is there. NAF code. So for this code, chemical industry, hotels, etc. Data collected from and to. We go back. First, we'll open with the data prepare recipe. How we'll open this data prepare recipe called as, we are applying on data folder. So in data folder, click on the data prepare recipe and create this one. So data prepared. So the data set already created. So we'll look into this one. First, what happened called as, I will first switch off this all the recipes. The script I will first switch off. Otherwise, we will confuse how it is working. Okay. So this is by default to data set. So date local, ID 01, 18, 31, consummation, temperature. So first thing, you will look into this. Replace comma by dot in temperature column. In temperature column, comma is there. So comma will replace to dot because of the decimal number. So some decimal number wrong value is placed. So what I am doing here, replacements. So here comma replace to dot, that is substring. If I enable this step, you see the difference. So in place of 2 minus 2 comma 5 is minus 2.5, 1.1 minus 2.5, 1.1. So this way uh, the replace function is to be working. Next, fold multiple columns into site or value. So fold multiple columns called as, so if you look into this data set, ID 01, ID 18, ID 31. So 100, 100 something values is there. So what we are doing here, ID 01, ID 18, ID 31 will split into one column. These values will consider as value. The same. So for example, date local is there. So date local ID 1, what is the value 1? And I mean 3 rows will be created here. For example, how many rows here? 30,000 rows. So out of 30,000, 90,000 rows will create now. So what column we are creating? The column for fold name is site. So this ID 01, ID 18, ID 31 column name is called as site. And this one, the number is called as the value. Okay. Now, if you look into, I am enabling this step. You look, see. So these numbers are all empty. This is converted to this site. Site column is created. ID 01, ID 18, ID 31. So same time. Okay. And the values are 100. Now we'll remove these 3 columns. Okay. Next condition is, so keep rows where value is 1. So in value column, 10 some values is there. So we want only 1. Keep rows only 1. So keep rows values only 1. Enabling this step. So only we are filtering the data. So once only. Then next thing, remove columns ID 01, ID 18, ID 31. So these columns we are removing. So once we enable this step, these 3 columns will be removed. Then fine. Next thing, we are joining with other data set. So earlier we discussed this ID 01, ID 18, ID 31. 3 rows is there. So that 3 rows is mixing to here. So based on this, what we say, this site 2, based on the site 2. So common column name is here, join column site, data set to join with sites. Join column in other data set is ID. So columns to retrieve NAF code. So ID means, so in previous data set, the column name is called as ID. So this site in this one. So once I enable, the column is to be added NAF code based on ID. So for ID 01 chemical industry, ID 18 hotels, ID 31 also hotels. So accordingly, based on ID, the NAF code is to be added. Next, parse the date. So how I can parse the date is, here the format is given DD, MM, YY, hours and minutes. So here, if you click on here and click on parse date, so parse date will be enabled. So once I enable the condition, you see the column is to be created, date local parsed. Then extract date column. So that is extract date column is, so this one. So date local parsed. So based on this parsed column, we will extract year, month, date, hours, day, minutes and seconds. Okay. We look into this extract date components from here. You look at this year, month, day, week, hour, minutes, seconds, etc. For example, here I need only month, week, day and hour. So 3 columns will create. So once I enable this step, 3 columns will create here based on this only. So month. So here look into this month is 01, week, day. So on the 2011 1 day is 6th day. Next, hour 0. So we given month, weekday and hour. That's done. Then rename to this NAF code. So last NAF code is there. NAF underscore code, I am renaming this one. So rename this one. Rename column NAF code to NAF underscore code. Then last step, one more time, this date local is parsed. So because of we need the day. So at the previous step also we can do, but he is doing with one more time. So, but here the format is DD, YY only. Based on this, we will create as day. So once this enable, day will be created one more time. column only created. So then nothing is to be new in this one. Okay. So after then click on run. So once we run this one, then we'll move to other step. So from this recipe, compute data prepared and run. So job is starting build from this one. Okay. Now, so job is running. So once job is completed, we'll move to, so it is running the other recipes also at the same time. Okay. We'll see the data set, final output, this one. So now we'll move to group by recipe. So based on this data set, we'll apply with the group by. So this is group by symbol, group recipe. So in group recipe, so based on day and based on site, we will group the data, and aggregations are, look this one, consumption day, temperature, average. So how many columns we need? 4 columns. So day, site, consumption day, average, temperature day, average. We'll open this one. See here, day, site, consumption day, temperature. So average is to be given ID 01 on this particular day, average. Next. So direct to here, after applying the group recipe, we are doing with window recipe. So window recipe also one of the type of grouping only, but here we need limit preceding rows. So preceding rows called as 7. So every 7 days, like week, every week we need the aggregation. So first partitioning column has the site, order column has day, and limitation. So aggregations, in aggregations, I'm applying with lag difference. So lag difference of 1,7 lag, and average. So this one will see the output window recipe. So this is the window recipe showing. If you will drag this one, consumption day of previous week, temperature week, and temperature previous day. So this is the window recipe aggregations. After then, next join recipe. So how will join? So here data prepared lagged is there. The original data prepared also there. So we have common data, that is common column is day and site. Based on this condition, we have to select. And what are all the columns we are selecting also here? What are the columns we need? That those columns I have selected here. And join. So once join, then we are splitting the data also. So if you look into these 2 folders created here, split recipe based on year 2011 and 2012. So here we'll create 2 output dataset names. So location is data prepared 2011 and the following conditions. So where local pass is strictly before 2012, and this one also strictly date local pass is after or equal 2012. So this other data we had to drop, then run. So 2 data sets will be created. Okay. So this is another some machine learning part, and R code is used, and finally this one. So this is sample recipe only. If you are registered with the Dataiku sample recipe, so sample recipe is available. Please look into this one. Thank you for watching.
Hello guys, today we will discuss about with the replace function in Dataiku in our continuation of series. So replace function we will use data prepare recipe in the visual recipes in Dataiku. Now I am using with the data for data set. I'm opening with the data. So in this data, the columns are date local, ID 01, ID 18, ID 31, consumption and temperature. So in this temperature, if you observe this, -2, 5, 1, 1, 5, -2, 5. So in place of dot, comma is placed here in this temperature. Now we will replace to dot. How we'll do? We'll see. So select the data in the data set, and the right side will select as the data prepare recipe. So once you select with the data prepare recipe, this data set already exists. So just I'm selecting as one. So another name and create recipe. So in this data prepare recipe, we will use with the add new step. So here I'm clicking with the add new step and find the replace function. Replace, find and replace. So here I'm selecting with the find and replace. So once you select with the find and replace, now I am selecting with the column name. So column name as temperature. Now we just type with the temperature. Temperature column is shown. Now what I can do? So replacements. So add a replacement. So I want replace with comma in place of comma to dot. So I am finding with the comma wherever comma is there and replace to dot. Okay. And match mode is substring. Normalization mode is exact. So same thing we can follow and click on run. If you see the output, it is showing wherever it is changing the color identified minus 2.5, 1.1, minus 2.5. Okay. So this is the way we can write with the replace function. If you look into the output also, we open this data set, temperature, so minus 2.5. Okay. Thank you for watching. Hello guys. Today we will discuss about with in data prepare recipe, we'll do fold multiple columns. So like for example, column 1, column 2, column 3. These 3 columns will fold into single column and values into another column. Okay, we'll look into this. I'll open with the data set. So in this data set, I have date local, ID 01, ID 18, ID 31. So I'm considering with these 3 columns. So ID 01, ID 18, ID 31. I have the values are 1 and 0. My requirement is these 3 columns will move into one column. Like column names are in one column and values are in one column, like folding. Okay. Let's look into this one. By using data prepare recipe, we will do this folding. I'm opening with the data prepare recipe. So in this, I'm adding the step. Step is fold multiple columns. So here, if you search with the fold multiple columns, select with the fold multiple columns and column for fold name. For example, I want to create one column name. Column name is I just create as the site, and values will store it as value only. Same thing, site value, and add column list. Column list is I will add 3 column names: ID 01, ID 18, ID 31. I'll just add it. So what I had done, fold multiple columns I have selected. In this, I have selected as 3 columns: ID 01, ID 18, ID 31, and I have created with the column name site. Okay, if you look into this, the output also showing here, the preview, site. So ID 01, ID 18, ID 31. So 3 columns are folded and values are 100. So value name is value. I have given as column for fold name as site, column for fold value as value, and run. So these later we'll remove as these 3 columns: ID 01, ID 18, and ID 31. So these 3 columns will convert to 2 columns like this. For example, if you have the month January to December is there, all the 12 months data you can fold it and convert. Okay, let's look into the data. Okay, so the data is converted. For example, I want to remove these 3 columns. Let's go back to data prepare recipe. So now I have folded 3 columns, right? ID 01, ID 18, ID 31. So in this, no data. So it's not required. Just select this one and delete. So one more recipe is created, remove ID 01. So remove if you are removing single column or multiple columns. So multiple columns we have to remove. So select this one also, I am doing the same. Another column is added. And this one also same, delete. Okay, so 3 columns are removed. So see this one recipe, remove columns ID 31, ID 18, ID 01. So 3 columns are removed, done. So now simply 3 columns are creating one row. Similarly, if you want the month data or also if any multiple clients data is there, you can simply fold the columns. Thank you. Hello guys, welcome to my channel. So today we will discuss about with some transformation of the string. Within the transformation, like convert to lowercase, convert to uppercase, and the name part we had to split to like that. So by using data prepare recipe, we will see. So DSS dirty data example here, I am taking this one. If you see this data, DSS dirty data example name. So let's take a name example. Go back to data prepare recipe. So in this data prepare recipe, I will remove and add again. If you look into the name, Dion Spark Dion is the first name, Stark as the last name. First, we had to remove some leading and trailing spaces. What we can do is just transform string. So if you look into transform string, what we had to do in this transform string, if you see this one single column, apply transformation to the following single column modes. So these are all the modes. Convert to uppercase or lowercase, encode, decode URL, capitalize every word, normalize, truncate, this one. So let's click on this one. Now what I'm doing all that, so I will select column name as the name. Okay, then I'm selecting with first I will go with the remove leading and trailing white spaces. You see this one. So in this one, any leading or trailing white spaces, it will be removed. That is one option. And if I need to convert to uppercase, so see this one, all the letters are convert to uppercase. Move to lowercase and encode URL right now not required, and capitalize each word. So starting letter is the capital letter. Capitalize each word. Capitalize is entire string. Capitalize each word is each and every word. Next, normalize, truncate. So how many number of characters we had to truncate? Okay. So let's say, for example, 10 now. Okay. So here, truncate. So number of characters, we had to max the number of characters. For example, if I give as 20, so 20 number of characters. Okay. Like this, we can apply with the truncate. So for time being, I'm applying with the leading trailing white spaces. Okay, and run. So this is the one transformation of the string. So here it will ask us to run only this or run downstream also. So downstream is called as next to data sets also, it will run the downstream. For time being, I'll run only this recipe only. Okay, next I will apply with okay. The name is available as first word and second word, like first name and last name. We will split the word. So I want two columns, first name one column, last name one column. So just I'll add new step as so search with split. So split column. So if you see the split column, it is the documentation. Yeah, split column documentation is so this one. Keep empty chunks, truncate, output. Examples this one also. And apply the split column. I'm applying the name column as the name. So delimiter. So here we have the give as a delimiter. I am giving the space. Okay, and output columns prefix. So name underscore. So then it will take as the name 0, name 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. How many number of words? For example, 10 words is there. So it will extend the 10 columns. So output as multiple columns or array. So I want multiple columns. So if you want keep empty chunks, okay. Otherwise keep uncheck this one. If you want to truncate anything, this checkbox. So this is the way we can split the name, first name and last name, and run. Run only this and run. So this is the split recipe and transform on a string. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Hello guys. So today we will discuss about with the Dataiku GeoJoin recipe. So in this first we'll look into the data set. The data set is web new visitors. So in this one of the important column as IP address. So in this IP address, based on IP address, we will do GeoJoin. So if you perform GeoJoin, we require the IP address. So I'm doing using data prepare recipe, create recipe. So here I have the IP column is there. So in IP column, you just click on this IP and resolve GeoIP is there. So click on resolve GeoIP. So in the left side, you look into the options. So geolocate IP in IP. So IP column as IP, I have fixed that one. Okay. The columns are created as under the extension of IP underscore. So extract country. So based on this IP address, country will decide. So which country? IP underscore country. So Ivory Coast, United States, Japan, India, like this. If I don't want country, so unselect this one. So country will remove, or else select the country. Next to extract country code. So IP underscore country code. So this is the two letters, like 2-digit, two characters country code. If you want 3 letters country code, select this option, and 3-letter country code is created. Then extract region. So region created. Extract city. So based on IP address, we will create as city. And extract postal code. So postal code, where it is creating? Postal code, yeah, IP underscore postal code. Extract latitude and longitude. So latitude is, yeah, IP underscore longitude, IP underscore latitude. Extract geo point. Geo point is, what is the geo point? Yeah. So in this, some address is giving. So point of address, like something. Extract time zone. So time zone is, so which time zone? Whether it is Asia Kolkata, or Asia Shanghai, Asia Tokyo, Asia New York, America New York, America Chicago, like this. And extract continent code. So continent, where it is continent code, postal code, time, continent code, IP continent is there. I hope continent code is not created. Continent code means this one only. Continent name is given. So Asia, Africa, North America, this one. So by using this IP, we will create these many columns. So whatever the columns we need, we have to select those columns, and remaining columns we have to remove it based on IP address. So that is called as the geo join. So geolocate. Okay. So once we run this one, so these many columns will create. So this is called as resolve geo IP. Where it is? So in this one, resolve geo IP option is there. By using this option, we have to run this recipe. In data prepare recipe only, we have to run this one. Okay. Next, you look into the output. Yeah. So these many options are available. Next, to go back and check. Yeah. So here geo join recipe here also is there. By using this one also, we can try. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for watching.